Honda with DIY with RP. Today I am not working on the Porsche, I am actually working on my Honda S2000. I have a smog coming up, I have a couple of little issues since I put the new motor in. So I'm gonna give a little quick tour of the car, some of the things that I need to do, and then I'm gonna get stuck in, I'm gonna do it. So I wanna start with the things that need to be done. It looks like a lot, it's really not that much. First thing, I have to put the stock cap back on, gaskets, new bolts and springs and all that fun stuff. I have to revert it back to stock with the tune, OE tune. I put a Spal fan in, but it's not kicking on and I don't think it's getting enough juice or something, so I do have to wire that. That may not be today, but that does have to be done. Plugs, I was getting random misfires. I have the old plugs in there from before I put the motor in that needs to be changed. I have the coils from the old motor or from the new motor, which only had about 50,000 miles on it, so I'm gonna try those. If that doesn't work, the next step is like, you know, valve adjustment. If that doesn't work, then I'm just gonna roll the car off a cliff. I have a Mishimoto thermostat in there. I don't know why I bought more Mishimoto crap because their products are not that great. I have their radiator in the car, which I'll show you in a minute. I had their fan with fan shroud. Doesn't move enough CFM to keep the car cool when temperatures over like 95. So got that, got the antifreeze, and then the brakes. So the brakes that are on the car are Powerstop currently with hawk pads. The hawk pads are really aggressive and they have completely eaten the rotors. So I got new Powerstop rotors for the front and back and new pads for the front and back and then a maintenance kit. So that's that. So let's take a look at the car. Let's turn around. This is a 06. It has about 202 or 3,000 miles on it. I've done a ton of stuff to it. I've reverted a lot back, but the old motor blew up. It was a little bit low on oil and the car didn't like it, obviously. I still have that motor and I plan to rebuild it, and it's actually at the warehouse. But this motor has about 58,000 miles on it. It's from an 09. The Spal fan that I put in, I had to modify the shroud to get it to work, and it actually doesn't kick on. I know it works because I tested it, so I just need to rewire it. And then I put some foam here and on the other side of this to keep the air within this area. I went through and redid a bunch of wiring and stuff, just rewrapped it because it was all dry rotted and gross. I may sell it at some point, but since I don't have to drive it every day anymore, I actually really enjoy just being able to take it out a couple of days a week. The body isn't perfect. I mean, it's got 200,000 miles on it. I do plan to put it in the shop to get some paint work done. You can see the brakes here. There is a pretty good lip on that. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a pretty good lip. They get really dusty really fast. I washed this car about a week and a half ago. I've only driven it about 5 or 6 times and it's just a dusty mess. LED side markers. My old Buddy Club seat from the last car I kept, sort of did a hack job repair on it. The dash. See, the interior is in great shape. Doesn't really need much at all, just to keep it clean. And then I've got the depot lights, Fujitsu Legalis R with custom tips on it because whoever had the exhaust before put some crummy tips. Stubby antenna. And that's about it. I mean, there's a lot of little things that you don't see. Like I've got a Renegade short shifter, got the cool floor mats. Hood lift. These things are pretty cool. Finally got those installed after the work was done. And you know, we'll take it for a ride, do some sound checks and whatnot, but for now, I need to fix this thing. So I'm gonna get the QuickJacks down, put them under the car, and then start tearing stuff apart. Oh, I forgot how heavy these things were. Oh. I actually went and swapped out the lens for something a little bit more wide angle. I'm going to be sitting camera down in a lot of places just to get the different angles, and I'd like to get as much into the frame as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and get these QuickJacks set up really quickly if I can. Then I'll have to crawl under the car and start pulling under bits apart so I can swap out the cat, and then come back up top, drain the coolant, and keep pushing forward. Here we go. This thing does not fit under the car, I don't think, the way it sits, so I have to do a little lifting actually. I don't think it might fit. Maybe I'll get lucky today. And no. So what I need to do is lift and push. Okay. And she's locked in place. So this right here is a QuickJack lockout. There's two of them. There's one here, and there's one there if you don't need to go up that high. This one, I assume, would be just if you need to change wheels or do basic, brakes and stuff. But with this one, it gives you the full lift so that I can crawl under there. All right, so that's it for today. I was able to get the cat in, revert the tune, get the new plugs and coils in, and bleed the coolant system, which is blowing hot. So everything seems good so far. No check engine light, no misfire codes, no air temperature or coolant temperature codes. The next step is going to be to do the brakes, which I'll probably have to do tomorrow because I have some family stuff today, and then I have to wire that fan. But that'll, if I have time to do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. If not, I'll have to do it maybe next weekend. I also have my 3 Series, which has a check engine light. It's got a lean code, so I'm gonna put back the old fuel injectors. I got some new bits and pieces for that, and then I also need to replace some gaskets for the oil filter, oil cooler housing on that motor. So it's leaking pretty bad and I just need to do it. That's probably gonna be another day as well. It's never ending. Between this car, which is not tested to 200,000 miles, and then the BMW stuff, I'm just like, whatever. So that's it for today. I'll have another one coming up, and then I'll have some updates on the Porsche project. We're pulling apart the red one right now, and then the black one will eventually make its way into the shop to get torn down as well, and then we'll start swapping parts over. So stay tuned for that. Take care.